welcome to a beautiful Thursday afternoon here in Texas. And today I want to talk to you about the SQ5, how it's been long term. It's right here in the driveway with me, and it is filthy. So before I kick this off, I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a quick wash. I got my tripod set up and my pressure washer over there, and we'll get some quick footage of that, and then we'll get some driving impressions, kind of talk about what complaints I might have had with the car over long term, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, we are back in the SQ5, and today we are going to do a 1-year review, kind of talk about my feelings on the car, how it's been, reliability issues it might have had, how the performance has held up, usability of it, just kind of touch on those things here today, and then we'll wrap it up and shoot some video, maybe get some exhaust clips for y'all, do some cinematic stuff with the drone. So let's get into it. So first, I will start off with the complaints. That beep you just heard is actually one of the biggest issues I've been dealing with since I bought this car. That is my oil warning light saying that I need to add oil. I've talked to a couple different people that own these cars, and they say that these sensors can go bad. So I've got one of those in order from FCP Euro, and I will be replacing that in short order, but basically I can go out and open the hood, close it, and then get back in the car and it'll say, oh, you don't need to add oil for another 100 miles or whatever, and then shortly after it will beep again telling me that I need to add oil again. At first I was adding oil and quickly realized that I was probably overfilling the car, and that is it's not something you want to do, but I mean the car doesn't give me any issues, so it's just probably just a faulty sensor, so we'll be addressing that. Other than that, what reliability issues have I had? Well, really nothing. Everything has been pretty damn good on this car. No complaints so far. The supercharged V6, this 3.0T from Audi, is extremely reliable. The transmission has been perfect. No complaints there. I do need to take care of the transmission service though. I just crossed 80,000 miles. And I know it's a little bit overdue, so I'll be taking care of that in short order as well. Those fluids are like $300 though, even from a third-party source. So it's a little bit costly, but I would like to do it, even though Audi says it is a lifetime fluid. We all know that means a lifetime of how long the transmission lasts on the stock fluid. So it's kind of like their little cop-out on that. So we'll be replacing that fluid and see how it does from there, see if it shifts any better. But yeah, additionally, the usability of this car has been outstanding. I load up my motorcycle on my little trailer hitch carrier and take it everywhere. No issues. I mean, even having that bike back there and cruising on the highway, I still get about 23, 24 miles a gallon, so I can't complain there. You know, we drove it all the way to Colorado last year and it was getting like 26. I think that's because we were a little bit easier and more highway miles on that. I haven't really towed any trailers though because I don't have a trailer light system hooked up. So eventually I'll take care of that and maybe I'll see if I can, you know, get a Miata on a flatbed and see how it does. I don't know. This thing is rated for like 4,400 pounds of towing capacity, so I wouldn't probably use it as a primary tow vehicle, but I guess it could if I was in a pinch. Shortly after I bought it, I switched to Michelin Pilot Sport, the 4S, and these have been great tires. They are a lot less noisy than the Pirellis that came on this car, and they've done great. I've put about 20,000 miles on them, and they still have probably half their life left, so no complaints there. They ride quiet, they grip great. Only issue I would say is in the rain sometimes they like to walk around. Hydroplane a little easier than most tires I'm used to, but that's nothing you can't just deal with. It's not that bad. It's not like it's trying to throw me into the guardrail at all. Complaints I have about the car. So I do not like the console control system. It is not very intuitive. It's got like this dial with the 4 buttons in the middle, and it's okay, but a lot of times you have to look down to see what you're doing because you can't just get to things through the screen very easily. That is probably my biggest complaint. You know, if I want to adjust the fan speed, there's not just a knob. I have to hit the button and then turn the knob and then turn the one for the other side, because if you don't have it on sync for the air conditioning, it won't control both sides, and so you have to navigate through the menu, go to the AC, go to the climate control settings, and then hit synchronization on to control both sides at once. But as soon as somebody touches that dial on the passenger side, you don't have control over that anymore with just one knob. So I don't like that feature. I think it's pretty awful. But nothing really I can do about that. But if that's the biggest of my complaints, oh well. As far as performance goes, this car has been outstanding in the performance department. It never gets boring. It's great having an SUV this size that I can punch it and just pass cars like I'm in an S4. It's great because remember, this is essentially an S4 SUV, right? I still just have the AWE resonator delete downpipes and the 034 stage 1 on 93 octane. Been running that for about a year now, and it has been wonderful. No issues there. That performance does not get boring. It is still a lot of fun to just pop it over into sport mode and kick down a couple of gears and take off. This thing is still so much fun, and it really does surprise people on the highway sometimes when you run into a cocky teenager in his 350Z, David. But no, all jokes aside, it is a lot of fun, and I do have some test pipes I've been talking about. It's just that will be a large undertaking because those test pipes require the unbolting of the subframe, and I have to shift the entire engine and transmission over to one side to get the stock catalytic converter mount. So that'll be fun. I've been putting it off, but I really do need to do it because once I do that, I can go to a smaller pulley and flash the stage 2 file, or maybe even look at ethanol. In addition to that, I need to get some cooling mods. I'm looking at one of those quad bypass coolers from Merc Racing. Those are supposed to be pretty damn good, so we'll probably look into that. It's not super cheap, but it is cheaper than some of the bigger options out there from your big name brand parts that are always marketed towards the VW Audi crowd. Plans for the future. So aside from those mods, I will be moving here in the next year. Not quite sure yet where, but we will see how this thing does moving across country and potentially towing something. I'm not quite sure if I do want to tow with this car yet, or if I want to sell a couple projects and drive them individually. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, you know, I am thoroughly happy with this car and how it's been. I'd say it's been a great daily driver. It has met and exceeded all expectations that I had for it. It's been super reliable, super fun, very quiet, really easy to drive long distance. And yeah. Well, just got done doing some drone footage of the SQ5. A lot of fun. Kind of interesting on back roads by myself, trying to figure out how to fly a drone and follow the vehicle at the same time. Unfortunately, my drone doesn't have an auto track feature, so unfortunately I can't just set it and forget it. There is no collision avoidance on my drone, so it takes a little bit more effort. However, that is something that David and I are looking to invest into, is a new drone that will have auto track and collision avoidance and all that, so we can just click on the car and let it go down the highway or down the roads, whatever, and not have to worry about crashing it. Make things a lot easier and probably result in some better footage, hopefully in a way that can be at least appealing to the viewers here. But that's going to do it for now. I really appreciate you guys checking this video out. If you like these type of, long-term reviews, how is this car to drive type of videos, please let us know in the comments. We're thinking about doing more series on this, like maybe what is it like to live with a Honda Z600, all right? Maybe that one will come later, but we can always talk about several of the vehicles in the Bruner Tuner fleet. But that'll do it for now, guys, so we'll see you later. Peace.